Unfortunately, the intro to this video got corrupted, so I'm just going to pop in and say hi. I'm Lana. Welcome to the archive here at Lana Duquesne. I collect archival lingerie from the 2010s from a brand called Honey Birdette that was once Australian owned to preserve and collect all of those items. Now, I'll let you enjoy the video. Bye!
Typically I'd have a glass of red wine, but we don't actually have any in the house, shockingly. So today I have a Miller's Gin and Tonic with a lemon twist. Cheers! Now, Chris, hello, Angel. I was going to dress up for this little moment of ours, but I thought about it, and if I was really going to take you out for a celebration or to thank you, I think we would go to sort of like a hotel, spa type of situation and just relax. We can talk about beautiful things, but I don't know, I feel like we would do it in crazy little groups. Talk a little bit more about why Chris is so important to the channel, but let's open this package first. I don't need to close my eyes for this one, I usually do, but I do know what this is already, so let me just cover up the package detail. There we go. Oh my goodness, how stunning. This is actually in quite a good size as well. Sometimes when I acquire pieces, I can only get them in a really small size, and it really limits how much I can show you. That is a lovely size. I guess that's like a size 12. Oh, it's a 14. Okay, this is a really, really good size. This is the Jessica bustier. How stunning. Now, Jessica did come out in black, white, red, pink. They've had this special treatment, and you can see why. This really isn't your everyday lingerie bustier. It has a lot of the elements that you would find in... Oh, there goes my ring light. I haven't been able to find a replacement for my ring light, but that is kind of gorgeous light. Not so much there, but isn't that divine? It's just about to be sunset, and it is just incredible. Let me show you this lingerie in the sunlight. Oh. In the 2010s, this design was really popular where we had the straps over the bust, and I honestly think it was done 90% of the time. I often really didn't enjoy how it looked out of it. I thought it was so tacky. There was something about how Honey Birdette did it that is just so elevated. You can really see here. It's not just an elastic strap of fabric. This is actually a sewn, really beautiful, really neatly made satin strap connected to the rest of them. So they're not just a bit of elastic thrown onto a bra. It's more of lingerie just continued into a further shape, which is what we want. We want every part of the lingerie to actually feel like it should be there. It shouldn't just be thrown this minute. All of the boning is encased in that silk shiny fabric as well, and that's why the straps don't look out of place. It's not a sudden cut to elastic. That same piping, bias tape, or whatever you want to call it, it continues throughout the entire bustier, and it doesn't take you out of the illusion for a second. It's not so prevalent with the pink one, but it is kind of funny. With the black one, the face kind of looks like a cat or a fox. Well, not the face, it's obviously not a face, but the bust kind of looks like it has a face, and it sort of looks like a fox. I used to own the Jessica Black set, and I always thought that. Oh, it's just beautiful, Chris. You have incredible taste. Now, she did say that her primary favorite set is Priscilla, which is this one here. But the favorite bustier was Jessica, so I'm so happy to be able to show you this and have a little memento for my first subscriber, first commenter, and yeah, the first lovely person to come and join the channel. This modern age where everybody needs hundreds of thousands of subscribers to even really register to the internet, it might seem strange for me to be celebrating my first subscriber. Since I started Lana Duquesne, I've really viewed it like this garden I'm tending to, and that first comment, I remember receiving it, and it gave me that feeling of when you go out into a garden and you just see that first sprout, and you know that all of your effort, all of the time you put into the soil and the setting and the watering and learning about the plant, everything worked out. And it doesn't mean that the plant is perfect or that it's gonna last. It doesn't mean anything except that little sprout. And I just couldn't be more grateful for that. I really couldn't. I remember when the comment came in, I remember just thinking, wow, it's alive. Like this thing that I love so much is alive. I couldn't be more grateful for you taking the time out of your day to do that and to give me that gift. So I'm really happy that I was able to do this, and this bustier will now forever have meaning to me as a representative of yourself and the way that you put this channel to life. And I thank you so much for that, really. It's been really fun ever since to see your comments and to see you talking about like buying the Izzy suspender and things like that. And I didn't know that you were a girl initially, so it was kind of interesting, you know, chatting and not really knowing anything about you, but I've always had so much appreciation for the way that you, you know, you bring the channel to life. And I'm so thankful. Now, some information about Jessica. The Jessica set came out in February 2019, and it felt like a refined but more toned down version of what we'd come to see. Towards the end of the 2020s, Honey Birdette, you really did start to see a shift into releases that maybe didn't reflect its earlier legacy. And even the forte into pink, though it wasn't atypical of the brand, it was not necessarily the aesthetic of the brand. And the only reason the brand started doing multiple colorways is because there was such a big uptick of people dyeing their sets. They did do multiple colors for things like the Mistress and Madam sets, but a lot of the time they had a really strict color palette, and the things that strayed outside of that were just that. They were unused. And I think if it had been released a few years later, we wouldn't be featuring it in a video right now. I don't think we would have come to appreciate it the way that we did. But fortunately, we were still in the 2010s, we were still owned by Eloise, the brand was still in Australian hands, and we were still getting beautiful pieces of art like this. But you do start to see that in comparison to some of the other pieces, it's not as groundbreaking. Even comparing it to this bustier from 2015, I feel like this really makes you feel like they've reinvented the wheel. This really feels like a garment that you haven't seen before, and every single inch of it is dripping with that feeling. Well, Jessica, I think, feels a lot more like an elevated version of something that we have definitely seen. Maybe not at Honey Birdette, but in the lingerie world. The details are still incredible. I still think that it fits absolutely in the collection, and that's why I got it. That eyelash lace is still there, and like I said, it is truly, truly beautiful. But the quality of Honey Birdette did waver, and I say that with a heavy heart. Not necessarily the craftsmanship, but the quality and the design makes me wonder if the changes do make me wonder if there was a change in the design team around 2018, because the designs are noticeably less, I guess, shocking. It's not necessarily that the sets prior to this made you, well, they did actually. I really feel like the sets made you stop in your tracks. Maybe not 100% of them, but easily 75 to 80% of the releases were just back to back to back. Whoa. Even if it wasn't your taste, I think it still gave you that wow factor. And as time went on, it was just more and more astray from what the brand was so incredibly known for and revered. Like, it's so hard to even explain, but the legacy that they built and the legacy that I sit in front of today is not the legacy that they started to put into the lingerie.
I love the hip area on Jessica so much. This vintage reference to a much more exaggerated design when corsets and women's garments had those exaggerated hips. It's just a tiny version, and you have this transition from the middle structure of the waist, the ribs, further waist, and then as your hips start to go out and become softer, it changes to lace. And then this cups the top of your hip beautifully. It's just so well done. I think the way Honey Birdette decorates your body and structures your body, and just, it's something else. Once again, you've got the custom HB hardware. even putting the sharp geometry here is quite vintage. Please excuse my like lumberjack cardigan jumper. It's really cool. It is so stunning. Very, very vintage inspired. Very, very vintage inspired without feeling like a vintage reference, which I think is the best kind.
Alright, beautiful. Thank you so much for staying with me during this dedicated video. Thank you so much for your comment. Thank you for bringing my channel to life. You are the first and usually the most consistent to comment on my channel. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Go pour yourself another drink if you would like. There's plenty more videos on the channel if you want to indulge me a little bit more and learn about lingerie. Otherwise, comment below if there's anything you'd like to see on the channel. I've been going live a lot more recently, so you'll very likely catch me and we can have a little chat. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching.